Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon for our second Live at 5 event this fall. I'm so excited to be here with you this afternoon. My name is Caitlin Anderson, and I'm the National Recruitment Officer at Carleton. And I'm excited tonight to chat with you more about athletics at Carleton, as well as our clubs and societies. So great to see so many of you out today. Feel free to use the Q&A to ask your questions throughout. We've got a team here to help answer those and help make sure that you feel confident getting some information about these opportunities. Carleton is a great place to get involved, to live the student experience, not just in the classroom, but beyond. And athletics and our clubs and societies provide so many opportunities to do that. They were my favorite part of my Carleton experience, and I can't wait to share some more about that today. Before we get started today, I like to make some space at the start of every presentation to do a land acknowledgement, to recognize that Carleton University is located on the traditional and unceded territories of the Algonquin Nation. This is something that we do at the start of every meeting, at the start of every class, and at the start of every presentation to recognize the land on which we are located. It's not ours, so we do our best to involve the Indigenous community in all that we're doing. And I'm excited to say that one of our later Live at 5s this fall will be with our Center for Indigenous Initiatives. And I really encourage you to come out to that one so that you can get some more information on what we're doing and the connections that we're making with the Algonquin people surrounding Ottawa. Know that today is just the start of our conversation. Maybe you've been to one of our events already. Maybe you've been to a bunch of our events already. Maybe this is your first, but no, there are so many ways that you can get information from Carleton this fall. Some of the ways I'd like to highlight are things like our guided virtual campus tours. You can get to experience what campus is like, look inside some classrooms, see a residence room, all from the comfort of your own home. These are guided with one of our campus tours, so you have someone who you can ask questions to, get more information, and it's an exciting way to see campus before you even step foot here in Ottawa. I also recommend you take a listen to our Talking Raven podcast, my favorite podcast of the moment. So exciting to hear all that Stenley has to share. We actually just released episode 4 of season 2 of our Talking Raven podcast. And can I just say they get better every time. Lots to go and listen to there, and great while you're walking around or maybe while you're working out at the gym to take a listen to what we have going on. And if you have questions about Carleton, information that comes up today, or you just like to chat with someone one-on-one, our future Raven coffee breaks are there to continue to make connections. You can chat with a staff member like myself, a current student, to get more information on programs of interest, our athletic facilities, clubs and societies, or any questions that you might have about student life. So highly recommend that you book one of those. You can book those online at admissions.carleton.ca/coffee break, and we'd love to set you up with someone soon. So many great ways to get involved and get your questions answered. But really what I'm excited about today is to chat a little bit more about athletics and clubs and societies. And I'm so excited that we're going to launch into this next section with a representative from our athletics department, Joanna, who's going to chat with us a little bit more about what it's like to be involved in athletics. So you'll see her pop up here in just a minute. I'm going to pop into the background, but you'll still hear my voice. I have just disappeared off the screen so that you can get some more information from her. But welcome, Joanna. So excited to have you here this afternoon.
Hi, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm really excited to talk about athletics because, like you mentioned, I also went to Carleton and it made my whole university experience. So I'm really happy to now be a part of the athletics as a staff member.
Amazing. I love to hear that. I think that's a great place to start. Can you tell us a little bit more about your Carleton story and what got you involved with athletics?
Yeah, so I just graduated in June from the journalism program at Carleton. And in my time when I came to journalism, I knew my end goal was to do something in sports, whether that be sports journalism or sports marketing. And actually, there was a really great opportunity to work in the sports environment and get real world experience in the athletics department with the Raven Sports Business Club. So I started volunteering with them in third year, and I worked as a content communication specialist. I covered all the games live. I would write stories behind the scenes about players or post-game recaps. And I started to really become a part of the game day experience. And through that, I really grew my love for sports, and I made a lot of amazing connections, and it was a really great networking opportunity. Was able to find really what I wanted to do in sports. And I was very lucky that after I graduated, the athletics department sort of saw what I could do in my year's experience at the Raven Sports Business Club, and they hired me to be a full-time staff member immediately after I graduated, which was amazing. So now I am the competitive clubs coordinator and marketing assistant in Carleton Athletics.
That's so exciting. It's so cool to see how Carleton really continues those relationships with students and finds ways for you to get involved, and really continues to build on those opportunities. And that Raven Sport Business Club is one that I love hearing about every time. I'm super excited to delve into a little bit more as we go forward. I think a great place to start our conversation with athletics is some of the facilities that we have available for students. Can you chat a little bit more about the facilities that we have available in Carleton Athletics, and which ones are available to students?
Yeah, for sure. So as you can see from these pictures here, we have a lot to offer. So there's a variety of ways you can take advantage of the facilities that we have. So a big one in athletics is the fitness center, also known as the gym, more commonly called, where you can, when you're a student at Carleton, you automatically get a membership to the gym, so you can use it at your disposal as you'd like. And a part of like our athletics fitness center ways is we also have the fitness classes, group fitness and instructional fitness classes. And right now, due to COVID, we are offering some online as well, which is really great. So perhaps if next year they're still online classes and you're living at home, you can still be a part of our awesome Carleton athletics programs, which is really amazing. So the fitness center, which is in our alumni hall, is a big part of the athletics facilities. But then also, as you can see here, we have like the field house and the ice house, which a great way you can be a part of athletics is taking part in campus recreation. So we have a variety of different campus recreation programs that run multiple times a week. So you can take part in soccer or basketball or volleyball. And it's just like a little pickup game that you can drop in anytime you want, meet new people, which is a really great way to do that, and just be active and take part of that. We also have an amazing Olympic-sized swimming pool, which is so great. You can come for free swims, which is awesome, or you can take learn to swim classes. They have adult learn to swim classes, women's only learn to swim classes, which is really great. If you're a more competitive swimmer, you can do the masters swim classes. So there's a lot of opportunity. But if you just want to splash around and have fun with your friends on any given night, you can also just use the pool for fun. And also skating is also offered in a campus rec if you want to take advantage of the ice house. And we have intramurals are also run in these facilities. And so I think it might be on your left, with the big Raven logo is the Raven's Nest, which is our basketball court, which our amazing Carleton Ravens play on, but sometimes we have intramurals run in there as well. So there's a lot of opportunity to come and be a part of athletics and use our facilities to the most of their advantage.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's always so exciting that everything is in one place and everything is on campus. So you don't need to travel to get to the gym or go work out. You can do that in between your classes, and you can access those anytime. And I love seeing some of these things up close. Like that made a big difference for me when I was like, oh, an Olympic-sized swimming pool sounds cool. But you can actually see photos of these on our virtual tour that I mentioned earlier. For those of you that are looking to get a little bit more of a glimpse into what that looks like, totally recommend that you go take a look at one of those. So the facilities are great, and I think another opportunity for people to get involved, Joanna, is some of our competitive clubs and varsity teams. Can you chat a little bit more about some of the options that we have available and how students can try out or get involved with those?
Yeah, for sure. So first I'll start off with varsity sports. So as you can see from this list, we have like a limited option of varsity sports. So if you have been scouted by one of our awesome coaches or scouting staff here at Carleton, that is great. And they might have asked you to come play, which is awesome. But often the teams do have an open tryout at the beginning of their season, which sometimes might be in the summer. For example, like sports like football or soccer, they start practicing pretty early. So they might have their open tryouts really early in the school year. So you want to be looking out for those to make sure you don't miss that opportunity. But you can definitely try out and make your chance to become an awesome varsity athlete. We love our varsity teams. They're so amazing and they represent us across the country really well. And if you want to be a varsity athlete, you need to be a full-time student. So at least taking a minimum of 3 courses, which is something to keep in mind. That is like a qualification in order to be a varsity athlete, but it's definitely an awesome opportunity. if you still want to be a part of the competitive atmosphere and maybe your sport isn't considered a varsity sport, but you still want to have a competitive schedule and practicing and training a lot, definitely the competitive clubs would be for you. So as you can see, we have a lot of awesome competitive clubs here. Baseball, for example, is a great competitive club option. We actually are heading to the OUA championships this weekend for baseball, which is super exciting. So as you can see, our competitive clubs are super competitive and competing with some of the best in the country and in the province. So to be a competitive club athlete, like a varsity club athlete, you would try out at the beginning of the season. Like I mentioned, some are earlier in the season, some would be later. For example, a sport like curling, which did win a youth sports national championship a couple of years ago, they would have tryouts later in the year. So definitely getting in contact with the coaches and the teams that you want to try out for early on would always be a great option, so you can be on their radar. But anyone who wants to be a competitive club athlete, all you have to do is be a Carleton student. So you have to be enrolled in at least one class in the semester of your sport. So like baseball is a fall sport. So in the fall semester, you need to be enrolled in at least one class. So that is how you become a competitive club athlete. But that's definitely a super awesome opportunity. I work with the competitive clubs, so I love them very much. And I think it's an awesome opportunity to you get to take advantage of the Carleton facilities and be a part of a team, and a great team. And then also here we have the intramurals listed. So maybe if you're not as a competitive athlete and you just want to have fun and get a team with your friends together, we have a lot of awesome intramural options that you can take part of. It's like once a week or however many times you sign up for. You can sign up for a lot of intramurals. And then you can sign up as an individual. So if you're looking for a great way to make friends, this is definitely a great way. Or if you have a bunch of friends, you always want to make a team together and you think you're going to go take on the soccer intramural league, great. I suggest that you go do it and sign up. And it's super great opportunity and really fun in a less competitive environment, but still with people who are like-minded and really want to take part in sports, which is awesome. And as I see here, we have the new in 2020 sport for esports, which is awesome. Esports is technically a competitive club, but we kind of put them in their own category. So there are 5 esports teams like under the esports umbrella, which is Valorant, Hearthstone, League of Legends, Rocket League. Oh my goodness, and Overwatch. That is the last one. And so they are also amazing. You can definitely reach out to the esports lead, and he will definitely get you involved and set you up with the right team. Last year, our esports teams did really well. One of them took home a title in their league, which was really amazing. So definitely we're well represented across all of the areas in the athletics department, but it's definitely a great way to get involved. And it's a great way for anyone of any level to get involved.
Yeah, esports was super exciting to see come through, right? We often think of athletics and those running sports of football and soccer, but it was exciting to see esports kind of develop and really originate at Carleton with a lot of focus on developing opportunities for students interested in that area. So exciting to see, and hopefully it continues to grow, which is an awesome way for students to get involved. This has been a great overview of athletics. I think there's so many things that are out there, and we'll definitely come back to some of the questions maybe at the end. But do you have any last words or recommendations for students about how getting involved with athletics can help impact their time at Carleton?
Yeah, I definitely think getting involved in athletics is such an amazing opportunity. And I also think, like I sort of mentioned, there are so many ways to get involved in athletics, whether you are an athlete, whether you're a fan, whether you're going to volunteer, maybe be a part of the Raven Sports Business Club, or you're working in athletics at the Welcome Center desk or something like that. There are so many great ways to get involved. I know I met so many amazing people in my time at athletics, and I'm still meeting amazing people. But when I was a student, I met a lot of amazing people. I made a lot of great connections. And so it's a great way to build that network, meet great people, have a lot of fun, great memories. There's no feeling like coming out to a Ravens sports game. Like, we have the best fan base in the country. And I'm not just saying that because I know that and I work there, but genuinely we won an award a couple of years ago for our Bird Gang, which is our fan base. We won the best fan base award, which is really exciting. And so you should definitely come out, be a member of Bird Gang, and feel that community spirit. It's definitely a great way to get involved in Carleton and be a part of the Carleton community in so many different ways.
Yeah, so many ways to get involved. If you are not an athlete, that doesn't mean that you can't join athletic opportunities. I remember cheering them on, and that's also just as exciting. Thank you so much for sharing so much with us today. I think I'm excited to see what happens with athletics as we move forward, and I know there'll always be new opportunities. So yeah, thank you so much again for sharing great information with our students.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to shift gears here a little bit. You'll see my face pop up on the screen right now. To chat a little bit more about getting involved at Carleton outside of the classroom and how that can help support your academic career. So I like to think of your time at Carleton not only as something that you're just here for academically. Of course, you need to pick a program, you need to apply and get accepted, but once you're a student here, there's so many other ways that you can get involved. And getting involved in athletics or clubs and societies, volunteering can really help support your academic career at Carleton. And there are so many opportunities available for you, be that volunteering with areas like Shinorama or our Student Experience Office, getting connected with our student societies, or finding a club that suits your needs and fits your needs. And to say we have a few clubs would be an understatement. At Carleton, we have over 300 different clubs and societies, and every time I think I know most of them, new ones appear. Our clubs and societies are run through our student association, the Carleton University Student Association, or CUSA, and they have a clubs director that helps manage all of these clubs and helps get students connected. But we also provide lots of opportunities for you to hear what these options are. So one of my favorite memories of Carleton in my first year was the day before classes start. We have an academic orientation day, and you come to campus for the sole purpose of starting to find your way around, meeting people from your program, and finding out more about clubs and societies. And what we run is something we call Carleton Expo. And we would take over the field house or take over athletic facilities or outside when I was a student. And you would walk around and you would get to meet people from all these different clubs and societies, be that maybe your program has a society, an area of interest like a book club has a society, the Raven Sport Business Club, our entrepreneurship center. You can walk around and see how your interests might align with some programs and clubs and societies that we offer. This was how I made my connections with my clubs and societies. As an off-campus student, I didn't have the ability to connect with students on my residence floor because I lived at home. So I found other ways to get connected. And for me, that was clubs and societies. I found my student association, my program society on Expo Day, and I also joined what is called the Carleton University Student Emergency Response Team. It was a team of about 45 people, and we, on a rotational basis, responded to medical emergencies on campus, which sounds like an intense position. And there were moments that it was, but it was really just a great way for me to connect with people around me. I found people who were interested in similar things. Some of them wanted to go to medical school. Some of them were just there to have fun. And it was a great way to make connections and friends that I honestly still have today. And I can't imagine what my student experience would have been without my time on QCert. Finding that in year one and finding those opportunities early really helped me stay connected. It gave me skills that I use to today. It gave me connections, friends, and so many opportunities that I can't imagine having my student experience without. It allowed me to really look for other opportunities in these clubs and societies and other areas to continue to build those connections, to not be afraid to reach out and talk to new people, and just to try to see what's out there. Maybe I went to a few meetings for a few societies I thought I might want to get involved with, and they weren't exactly my thing, but I tried. And I think that that is something that is really important in your student experience. Try some things, challenge yourself, put yourself out there, try and find areas of interest. So I encourage you to take a look at all of our different clubs and societies. If you're involved in something in high school and you want to see how you can get involved with that at Carleton, there's probably a club or society for that, and a great opportunity to make some new connections. And we will also help you track all of this involvement. So once you get started in clubs and societies, you want to be able to keep track of the skills that you're developing, the opportunities that you've taken advantage of, and your commitment to those areas. And we do this with a system called the co-curricular record. The co-curricular record is overseen by our student experience office, and it's like a Carleton resume of sorts that helps you keep track of all of the different clubs or societies that you've been involved with, volunteer opportunities, as well as the skills that you've developed from those. So maybe you are in a club and you become an executive on that club. Now you're not only participating, you're developing leadership skills, communication skills, and many more. And how do you keep track of all of that information? The co-curricular record helps you keep it all in one place. Helps make sure that you have it all written down somewhere so that you can transfer that to your resume, to cover letters, into interviews as you continue to proceed forward. So the co-curricular record is a great way to see what you've done. Also, another cool way that you can take a look at what's out there. But know that getting involved in clubs and societies is an awesome way for you to continue to engage in your student experience. So you'll be at school taking courses, you're going to be a student, that's priority number one. Your program is there, but there's so much else that you can do on the extracurricular and co-curricular side to get involved, to learn new things, to develop new skills, and opportunities both in athletics as well as in other clubs and societies will give you the space to do that. So I challenge you to take a look at some of the options that we have there. Of course, we have a few listed on the screen, but many, many more online to see what areas you might want to explore. Helpful to make a list about things you'd like to see or to reach out if you have questions about specific clubs and societies before you come. But no, there really is truly something for just about everyone. And such a great experience to see everything that's happening and ways to get connected. And a great number of members on our team have been involved in a number of different clubs and societies. So I know I mentioned Future Raven coffee breaks earlier, but it is a great way to get connected with someone from our office or a current student to hear about what they've done instead. I know I've chatted a little bit about mine, but there's so many other clubs and societies, and we'd be happy to share our experiences with you. Now that's a lot of information. We chat a lot about there's so many opportunities available, and there really truly are, and a great way to get a lot of that experience, those knowledge, and a list of some of those opportunities available is to order yourself a Carletonvue book. So this book is going to have a lot of the information that you need as you start to make university decisions. What are the programs that we offer at Carleton? What are our athletic facilities, clubs and societies? There's pages for all of those in this book. You can request one on Carleton 360. If you signed up for today's event, chances are you've already been on Carleton 360. You can hop back on there, hit the button that says mail me a view book, and we'll ship one right to you. If you haven't set up that account yet, go to 360.carleton.ca, click the mail me a view book button, and you can get all of the information that we've chatted about today and more. So that's a really cool time going through a lot of information about athletics and clubs and societies. I can see that we have a few questions that have come through. Again, our team is here. If you have questions about opportunities that are available, general questions, feel free to go pop those in. I think what we'll do next is maybe we'll do a bit of a live Q&A. I'll bring Joanna back on and we can maybe ask some of those questions that I've seen come up in the chat. I think we've learned a lot about athletics, Joanna, but maybe you can chat a little bit about what is included in tuition fees and what are extra opportunities that students might need to pay a little bit extra for.
Yeah, for sure. So like I mentioned, your fitness pass to use the fitness center is included in tuition fees, which is awesome. So you don't have to go scouting out for a gym across Ottawa if you're new here. And also intramurals are included in your tuition fees, which is great. And that, like I mentioned, a great way to make friends, a great way to keep active. But there are some fitness passes that are outside of tuition. So if you want like the CU Fit membership, it is a cost a little bit more, but that does give you access to all fitness class, Zumba classes, and yoga classes. So those are just a couple of things to keep in mind. You can find all of this information on like what sort of memberships and student offerings we have on our website, athletics.carleton.ca.
Amazing. Yeah, there's so many great opportunities there, and you don't need to go off campus to get them. You can get involved in athletics and get those classes right at Carleton, which makes them so easy to access. Maybe you can also chat a little bit more about Bird Gang. I know you mentioned it at the end as something that students can get involved with, but how would students get involved with that, and what does Bird Gang really mean?
Yeah, definitely. So Bird Gang, like I mentioned, is our awesome fan base. If you want to be involved in Bird Gang, which I definitely think you should, if you want to go to multiple Carleton sporting events throughout the year, you should definitely buy a Bird Gang membership. I think like this year it costed like $25, which is a pretty great price. And you get a Bird Gang t-shirt to wear to all of the events to rep the Bird Gang with pride, and you get access to all of our Ravens home games. So this is a great opportunity. If you're already on campus, so you might as well, what am I going to do this Friday night? You might as well walk over to the Ravens Nest or walk over to the Ravens Perch and take in a Ravens game. And so the Bird Gang section, a lot of section in the stands for the Bird Gang, you all sit together and you get to really cheer for the Ravens together, be the loudest people in the stadium or in the stands, and be with people who love the Ravens as much as you do, all in your shirts. Sometimes we have these big Bird Gang entrances when we're allowed to have fans last year or 2 years ago, and everyone come in banging pots and pans and cheering and really getting our teams hyped up and ready to go, which is amazing. And so that is what the Bird Gang has. So you should definitely purchase a Bird Gang membership if you want to come to more than one Carleton game. And also you do get discounted prices for our rivalry games. So if you've heard of the Panda game or Colonel By Classic or Capital Hoops, those are our 3 big games: football, hockey, and basketball, that take place against our crosstown rivals, the U Ottawa GGs, every year. And so you get a discounted price to go to those games. They're like the hottest ticket in town when they go on sale, I promise you. So you definitely want to get those discounted prices and be able to sometimes jump the line to get those tickets. So you should definitely become a member of the Bird Gang.
Amazing. So many great opportunities to jump in and for students to connect. And I'm excited to hear that a lot of those they're starting to come back online. Students are definitely able to still go watch a number of those games, which is an exciting opportunity and will be an exciting opportunity for students in the future. So you future Ravens out there, you can be future Bird Gang members. We have lots of swag. We all wear similar looking shirts and have that Ravens logo, and it's exciting to watch. So thank you so much again, Joanna. It's amazing having your expertise here. I so appreciate all your time and the answers that you have for our students.
Thank you so much for having me. I really love talking about athletics with you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, anytime. So great to have those. So exciting. Again, thank you all so much for joining us this afternoon. Our discussions on athletics and clubs and societies are such great ways to get involved. So definitely continue the conversation, continue looking for options, continue to challenge yourself to see what else is out there and what other ways you can get involved once you're a Carleton student. And if that is athletics, or if that's varsity teams or competitive clubs, check out goravens.ca and you can find lots of information on those opportunities. For information on clubs and societies, I can see we posted a link in the chat. You can go to admissions.carleton.ca. We have a whole section there on clubs and societies and ways to get involved. So thank you so much again for joining us this afternoon. This is just our second episode of the Live at 5. We have so many great opportunities ahead, and I am excited to say that next week, if you come back next Wednesday, October 20th, we're going to be chatting about our PAGE program and parliamentary work opportunities. So if that is something that is interesting to you, if that's something you just want to hear more about, it's going to be another great session hearing more about what that's about, opportunities to get involved, and ways that you can get connected. If you're looking for other opportunities to get more information, to hear more about what we have to offer, you can go to admissions.carleton.ca/events or 360.carleton.ca. And we have lots of other opportunities coming up, including information sessions on how to apply, our general Carleton presentation, and more information on our upcoming fall open house on Saturday, November the 6th. We look forward to connecting with you as you continue to do your research and make your decisions. If you have any questions, we'll leave our Q&A open for another few minutes, but this has been so exciting. Thank you so much for all of your questions and for spending your time with us. And we look forward to seeing you at CU in the future. All the best.